It's time for revenge! I'm William. Alright, where's my Bible? Yeah, we're here to get the achievement for the... What for my bag? Behind me. Alright. And the bookmark also, oops. Well then, here's the part where I go to my old recordings. Alright, return. At 29, Jacob arrives there, putting around. Then, Jacob hurried on, finally arriving in the land of the east. He saw a well in the distance. 3 flocks of sheep and goats lay in an open field beside it, waiting to be watered. But a heavy stone covered from the mouth of the well. It was the custom there to wait for all the flocks to arrive before removing the stone and watering the animals. Afterward, the stone would be placed back over the mouth of the well. Jacob went over to the shepherds and asked, "Where are you from, my friends?" "We are from Haran," they answered. "Do you know of a man there named Laban, the grandson of Nahor?" he asked. "Yes, we do," they replied. "Is he doing well?" Jacob asked. "Yes, he is well," they answered. "Look, here comes his daughter, Rachel, with the flock now." Jacob said, "Look, it's still broad daylight. Too early to round up the animals. Why don't you water the sheep and goats so you can back out to the pasture?" "We can't water the animals until all the flocks have arrived," they replied. "Then the shepherds move the stone from the mouth of the well, and we water all the sheep and goats." Jacob was still talking with them when Rachel arrived with her father's flock, for she was a shepherd, and because Rachel was his cousin, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and because the sheep and goats belonged to his uncle Laban, Jacob went over to the well and moved the stone from its mouth and watered his uncle's flock. Then Jacob kissed Rachel and he leapt out loud. He explained to Rachel that he was her cousin on her father before side, the son of her aunt Rebecca. So Rachel quickly ran and told her father Laban. As soon as Laban heard that his nephew Jacob had arrived, he ran out to meet him. He embraced and kissed him and brought him home. When Jacob had told him his story, Laban exclaimed, "You really are my own flesh and blood!" Jacob marries Leah and Rachel. After Jacob had stayed with Laban for about a month, Laban said to him, "You shouldn't work for me without pay just because we are relatives. Tell me how much your wages should be." Now, Laban had 2 daughters. The older daughter was named Leah, and the younger one was named Rachel. There was no sparkle in Leah's eyes, but Rachel had a beautiful figure and a lovely face. Since Jacob was in love with Rachel, he told her father, "I'll work for you for 7 years if you give me Rachel, younger daughter, as my wife." "Agreed," Laban replied. "I'd rather give her to you than anyone else. Stay and work with me." I tried to press win right there, but it didn't work. Okay, I think you're focused thing in this, so that should be 5, right? I think everything's gonna work here. Yeah. So Jacob worked 7 years to pay for Rachel, but his love for her was so strong that it seemed to him but a few days. Finally, the time came for him to marry her. "I have fulfilled my agreement," Jacob said to Laban. "Now give me my wife so I can sleep with her." So Laban invited everyone in the neighborhood and prepared a wedding feast. But that night, when it was dark, Laban took Leah to Jacob, and he slept with her. Laban had given Leah a servant, Zilpah, to be her maid. But when Jacob woke up in the morning, it was Leah. "What have you done to me?" Jacob bragged at Laban. "I worked 7 years for Rachel. Why have you tricked me?" Keep the focus assault attack or so. Keep the focus attack, Merceau. Don't deviate, Merceau. Keep the focus attack. I think the big one, right? There's just no real sound select for this team. It's just run poise, I guess. Yeah, since all of the four don't really mix well. There's two Rupture, a Tremor who's more defense level-ish and sucks at both, and then there's Fire Fist Strider as a single burn unit. And so Artusam here to marry off a younger daughter ahead of the firstborn, Leban replied. But wait until the bridal week is over. Then we'll give you Rachel too, provided you promise to work another 7 years for me. So Jacob agreed to work 7 more years. A week after Jacob had married Leah, Laban gave him Rachel too. Laban gave Rachel a servant, Bilhah, to be her maid. The focus attack Merceau. Alright. Will that work? I think it's staggered before that happens. So Jacob slept with Rachel too, and he loved her much more than Leah. He then stayed and worked for Laban this additional 7 years. Jacob's many children. When the Lord saw that Leah was unloved, he enabled her to have children, but Rachel could not conceive. So Leah became pregnant and gave birth to a son. She named him Reuben, for she said, "The Lord has noticed my misery, and now my husband will love me." Okay, at least actually hitting the focus attack so this time. Have we not killed the side enough yet? It's usually way faster. Why am I even manually doing any fast? Just wait for the win rate. She soon became pregnant again and gave birth to another son. She named him Simeon. For she said, "The Lord heard that I was unloved and has given me another son." And she became pregnant a third time and gave birth to another son. He was named Levi. For she said, "Surely this time my husband will feel affection for me, so I've given him 3 sons." Once again, Leah became pregnant and gave birth to another son. She named him Judah, which said, "Now I will praise the Lord." And then she stopped having children. 30. When Rachel saw that she wasn't having any children for Jacob, she became jealous of her sister. She pleaded with Jacob, "Give me children or I'll die!" Investigate the factory. End this fight already. It's taking so long. Could I possibly get the special version? No, it can't. Then Jacob became furious with Rachel. "Am I God?" he asked. "He's the one who has kept you from having children." Then Rachel told him, "Take my maid, Bilhah, and sleep with her. She will bear children for me, and through her I can have a family, too." So Rachel gave her servant, Bilhah, to Jacob as a wife, and he slept with her. No. No. Bilhah became pregnant and presented with him a son. Rachel named him Dan, for she said, "God has vindicated me. He has heard my request and given me a son." Then Bilhah became pregnant again and gave Jacob a second son. Rachel named him Naphtali, for she said, "I have struggled hard for my sister, and I am winning." Meanwhile, Leah realized that she wasn't getting pregnant anymore, so she took her servant Zilpah and gave her to Jacob as a wife. Soon Zilpah presented him with a son. Leah named him Dad. G-A-D, dad. Alright, we taking house chicken. We taking house chicken. Yeah! Take the question mark nodes. Wait, where was I? For she said, "How fortunate I am!" Then Zilpha gave Jacob a second son, and Leah named him Asher. For she said, "What joy is mine! Now the older other women will celebrate with me!" One day, during the wheat harvest, Reuben found some mandrakes growing in a field and brought them to his mother, Leah. Rachel begged Leah, "Please give me some of your son's mandrakes." But Leah, angry, replied, "Was it enough that you stole my husband? Now you will steal my son's mandrakes too?" Rachel answered, "I'll let Jacob sleep with you tonight if you give me some of the mandrakes." So that evening, as Jacob was coming home from the fields, Leah went out to meet him. "You must come and sleep with me tonight," she said. "I have paid for you with some mandrakes that my son found." So that night he slept with Leah, and God answered Leah's prayers. She became pregnant again and gave birth to a fifth son for Jacob. She named him Issachar, where she said, "God has rewarded me for giving my servant to my husband as a wife." Right. Then, Way became pregnant again and gave birth to a sixth son for Jacob. She named him Zebulun. For she said, "God has given me a good reward. Now my husband will treat me with respect, for I've given him 6 sons." Later, she gave birth to a daughter and named her Dinah. Then God remembered Rachel's plight and answered her prayers by enabling her to have children. She became pregnant and gave birth to a son. "God has removed my disgrace," she said, and she named him Joseph. She said, "May the Lord add yet another son to my family." Jacob's wealth increases. Why are you even attacking the invading ones? They're all invading. Just attack the main parts. Break the chicken bucket. Break the chicken bucket. Okay, but soon after Rachel had given birth to Joseph, Jacob said to Laban, "Please release me so I can go home to my own country. Let me take my wives and children, for I have earned them by serving you, and let me be on my way. I'm certain we know how hard I have worked for you." "Please listen to me," Laban replied. "I have become wealthy, for the Lord has blessed me because of you. Tell me how much I owe you. Whatever it is, I'll pay it." Jacob replied, "You know how hard I've worked for you, and how your flocks and herds have grown under my care. You had little indeed before I came, but your wealth has increased enormously. The Lord has blessed you through everything I've done. But now, what about me? When can I start providing for my own family?" "What wages do you want?" Laban asked then. Jacob replied, "Don't give me anything. Just do this one thing, and I'll continue to tend and watch over your flocks. Let me inspect your flocks today and remove all the sheep and goats that are speckled or spotted, along with all the black sheep. Give these to me as my wages. And in the future, when you check on the animals you have given me as my wages, you'll see that I have been honest. Find in my flock any goats without speckles or spots, or any sheep that are not black. You know that I have stolen them from you." "All right," Laban replied. "It will be as you say." But that very day Laban went out and removed the male goats that were streaked and spotted, all the female goats that were speckled and spotted or had white patches, and all the black sheep. He placed them in the care of his own sons, took them a 3 days' journey from where Jacob was. Meanwhile, Jacob stayed and cared for the rest of Laban's flock. And Jacob took some fresh branches from poplar, almond, and pine trees. No, plane trees. Oh man! And peeled off stripes of bark, making white streaks on them. Then he placed these peeled branches in the watering troughs where the flocks came to drink, for that was where they mated. And when they mated in front of the white streaked branches, they gave birth to young that were streaked, speckled, and spotted. That's how... No, that's not how it works. Huh? What? I am confused greatly. Dizzying waves. Let's chicken it on. Jacob separated those rams from Laban's flock, and at mating time he returned the flock to face Laban's animals that were streaked or black. This is how he built his own flock instead of increasing Laban's. So he just makes the ones that are like the different stuff. Whenever the stronger females were ready to mate, Jacob would place the peeled branches in the watering troughs in front of them. Then they would mate in front of the branches, but he didn't do this with the weaker ones, so the weaker rams belonged to Laban, and the stronger ones were Jacob's. As a result, Jacob became very wealthy, with large flocks of sheep and goats, female and male servants, and many camels and donkeys. Jacob flees from Laban. 31. But Jacob soon learned that Laban's sons were grumbling about him. Jacob has robbed our father of everything, they said. He has gained all his wealth at our father's expense. And Jacob began to notice a change in Laban's attitude toward him. And the Lord said to Jacob, return to the land of your father and grandfather, and to your relatives there, and I will be with you. So Jacob taught Rachel and Leah out to the fields where he was watching his flock. He said to them, I've noticed that your father's attitude toward me has changed, but the daughter of my father has been with me. You know how hard I've worked for your father, but he has cheated me, changing my wages 10 times. But God has not allowed him to do me any harm. For if he said, the speckled animals will be your wages, the whole flock began to produce speckled young. And when he changed his mind and said, the striped animals will be your wages, then the whole flock produced striped young. In this way, God has taken your father's animals and given them to me. More abnormality fights at us. One time during the mating season, I had a dream and saw that the male goats mating with the females were streaked. Why are you dreaming about goats mating in your dreams? What? What? Speckled and spotted. Then in my dream, the angel of God said to me, Jacob! And I replied, yes, here I am. The angel said, look up, and you will see that only the streaked, speckled, and spotted males are mating with the females of your flock. 5, 6. For I have seen how Laban has treated you. I am the God who appeared to you at Bethel, the place where you anointed the pillar of stone and made your vow to me. Get ready and leave this country and return to the land of your birth. Rachel and Leah responded, that's fine with us. We won't inherit any of our father's wealth anyway. He has reduced our rights to those of foreign women. After he sold us, he wasted the money you paid him for us. All the wealth God has given you from our father really belongs to us and our children. So go ahead and do whatever God has told you. So Jacob put his wives and children on camels, and he drove all his livestock in front of him. He packed all the belongings he had acquired in Padan Aram and set out for the land of Canaan, where his father Isaac lived. At the time they left, Laban was some distance away, shearing his sheep. Rachel stole her father's household idols and took them with her. Jacob outwitted Laban the Aramean, where they set out secretly and never told Laban they were leaving. So Jacob took all his possessions with him and crossed the Euphrates River, heading for a hill country of Gilead. When you're doing that. Laban pursues Jacob! 3 days later, Laban was told that Jacob had fled, so he gathered a group of his relatives and set out in hot pursuit. He caught up with Jacob 7 days later in the hill country of Gilead. But the precious night God had appeared to Laban the Aramean in a dream and told him, "I'm warning you, leave Jacob alone." Laban caught up with Jacob as he was camped in the hill country of Gilead, and he set up his camp not far from Jacob's. "What do you mean by deceiving me like this?" Laban demanded. "How dare you drag my daughters away like prisoners of war? Why did you set up a lay secretly? Why did you deceive me? And why didn't you say you wanted to leave? I'd have given you a farewell feast of singing and music, accompanied by trombones and harps. Why didn't you let me kiss my daughters and grandchildren and tell them goodbye? You have acted very foolishly!" "I could destroy you, but the God of your father appeared to me last night and warned me, 'Leave Jacob alone!' I can understand your feeling that you must go, and your intense longing for your father's home. But why have you stolen my goods?" "I washed away because I was afraid," Jacob answered. "I thought you would take your daughters from me by force. But as for your dogs, see if you can find them, and let the person who has taken them die. If you find anything else that belongs to you, identify it before all those relatives of ours, and I will give it back." But Jacob did not know that Rachel had stolen the household idols. Laban went first in Jacob's tent to search there, then into Leah's, and then the tents of the 2 servant wives, but he found nothing. Finally, he went to Rachel's tent, but Rachel had taken the household idols and hidden them in her camel's saddle, and now she was sitting on them. When Laban had thoroughly searched her tent without finding them, he said to her father, "Please, sir, forgive me if I don't get up for you. I'm having my monthly period." So Laban continued his search, but did not find the household idols. Jacob became very angry, and he challenged Laban. "What's my crime?" he demanded. "What have I done wrong to make you chase me as though I were a criminal? You have rummaged through everything I own. Now show me what you have found that belongs to you. Set it out here in front of us, before our relatives, for all to see. Let them judge between us. For 20 years I've been with you, caring for your flocks, and in all that time your sheep and goats never miscarried. In all those years I never used a single ram of yours for food. If any were attacked and killed wild animals, I never showed you the carcass and asked you to reduce the count of your flock. No, I took the loss myself. You made me pay for every stolen animal, whether taken in broad daylight or in the dark of night. I worked for you through the scorching heat of the day and through the cold and sleepless nights. Yes, for 20 years I slaved in your house. I worked for 14 years earning your 2 daughters, and then 6 more years for your flock. And you changed my wages 10 times! In fact, the daughter of my father had not been on my side. The daughter of Abraham and the fearsome daughter of Isaac. You would have sent me away empty-handed, but God has seen your abuse and my hard work. That is why he has appeared to you last night and rebuked you. Jacob's treaty with Laban. Then Laban replied to Jacob, "These women are my daughters, these children are my grandchildren, and these flocks are my flocks. In fact, everything you see is mine. But what can I do now about my daughters and their children? Come, let's make a covenant, you and I, and it will be a witness to our commitment." Phantom Pain. We will be getting, and we hit 33%. Nothing, nothing, nothing. It's always nothing. It's always nothing. Oh. Refuse it. Sinclair refused their hand. I'm very out of it right now. All right. Yeah, sweep schedule. So Jacob took a stone and set it up as a monument. Then he told his family members, "Gather some stones!" So they gathered stones and piled them in a heap. Then Jacob and Laban sat down beside the pile of stones to eat a covenant meal. To commemorate the event, Laban called the place Jegir Sadur, which means witness pile in Aramaic. And Jacob called it Galad, which means witness pile in Hebrew. Then Laban declared, "This pile of stones will stand as a witness to remind us of the covenant we have made today." This explains why it was called Dawid, witness pile, but it was also called Mizpah, which means watchtower. For Laban said, "May the Lord keep watch between us to make sure we keep this covenant when we are out of each other's sight. If you mistreat my daughters, or if you marry other wives, God will see it that if no one else does, he is a witness to this covenant between us." This pile of stones, Laban continued, "and see this monument I have set between us. They stand between us as witnesses of our vows. I'll never pass this pile of stones to harm you, and you must never pass these stones or this monument to harm me. I call on the God of our ancestors, the God of your grandfather, Abraham, and the God of my grandfather, Nahor, to serve as a judge between us." Jacob took an oath before the fearsome God of his father Isaac to respect the boundary line. Then Jacob offered a sacrifice to God there on the mountain and invited everyone to a covenant feast. After they had eaten, they spent the night on the mountain. Laban got up early the next morning, and he kissed his grandchildren and his daughters and blessed them. Then he left and returned home. 32. As Jacob started on his way again, angels of God came to meet him. When Jacob saw them, he exclaimed, "This is God's camp!" So he named the place Mahanaim. Jacob sends gifts to Esau. Then Jacob sent messengers ahead to his brother Esau, who was living in the region of Seir, in the land of Edom. He told them, "Give this message to my master Esau. Humble greetings from your servant Jacob. Until now I have been living with Uncle Laban, and now I own cattle, donkeys, flocks of sheep and goats, and many servants, both men and women. I have sent these messengers to inform my lord of my coming, hoping that you will be friendly to me." Delivering the message, the messengers returned to Jacob and reported, "We have met your brother Esau, and he's already on his way to meet you for an army of 400 men." Jacob was terrified at the news. He divided his household along with the flocks and herds and camels into two groups. He thought, if Esau meets one group and attacks it, perhaps the other group can escape. Then Jacob prayed. "Oh, God of my grandfather Abraham, and God of my father Isaac, oh Lord, you told me, return to your own land and meet your relatives. And you promised me I would treat you kindly, and I am not worthy of all the unfailing love and faithfulness you have shown to me, your servant. When I left home and crossed the Jordan River, I owned nothing except a walking stick. Now my household fills 2 large camps. Oh Lord, please rescue me from the hands of my brother Esau. I am afraid that he is coming to attack me along with my wives and my children. But you promised me, I will surely treat you kindly, and I will multiply your descendants until they have become as numerous as the sands along the seashore. Too many to count." Jacob stayed where he was for the night, and selected these gifts from his possessions to present to his brother Esau: 200 female goats, 20 male goats, 200 ewes. What the hell's an ewe? Ewe. Is that a plant? Oh, mature female sheeps. Oh. I thought for sure it's gonna be a plant. Oh. Alright, we'll stick to the defense level. Tremor burst. Times per turn. Wait, is a tap of 3 times per turn? I never knew that. Nocturnal Sweeping Bok-Gak is a 4/4 Fiend pack, huh? It's just gonna be sweepers then, really? But can I take the new Intervallo? No, I can't. Really? Oh. Alright, I'll take Nocturnal Sweeping Bok-Gak. A hard note over here, we have the middle. "20 rams, 30 female camels with their young, 40 cows, 10 bulls, 20 female donkeys, and 10 male donkeys." He divided these animals into herds and assigned each to different servants. Then he told the servants, "Go ahead of me and with the animals, but keep some distance between the herds." He gave these instructions to the men leading the first troop. When my brother Usu meets you, he will ask, "Whose servants are you? What are you doing? Who owns these animals?" You must reply, "They belong to your servant Jacob, but they are a gift for his master Usu. Look, he's coming right behind us." Jacob gave the same instructions to the second and third headsmen, and to all who followed behind the herds. You must say the same thing to Usu when you meet him, and be sure to say, "Look, your servant Jacob is right behind us." Jacob thought, "I will try to appease him by sending gifts ahead of me. When I see him in person, perhaps he'll be friendly to me." So the gifts were sent on ahead, which Jacob himself spent the night at the camp. Jacob wrestles with Dodd. During the night, Jacob got up, took his two wives and his two servant wives, and his 11 sons, and crossed the Jabbok River with them. After taking them to the other side, he sent over all his possessions. This left Jacob all alone in the camp, and a man came and wrestled with him until the dawn began to break. When the man saw that he would not win the match, he touched Jacob's hip and wrenched it out of his socket. Then the man said, "Let me go, for the dawn is breaking." But Jacob said, "I'll not let you go unless you bless me." 27. "What is your name?" the man asked. He replied, "Jacob." Paralyzed, fully. Gonna get paralyzed here. Struggling. It's needle. "Your name will no longer be Jacob," the man told him. "From now on, you'll be called Israel, because you have fought with God and with men, and have won." "Please tell me your name," Jacob said. "Why do you want to know my name?" the man replied. Then he blessed Jacob there. Jacob named the place Peniel, which means face of Dodd. For he said, "I have seen Dodd's face." No, I've seen Dodd face. Yet my life has been spared. The sun was rising. Jacob left Peniel, and he was limping because of his injury. No, this injury to his hip. Oh, he's still injured. Oh, okay, he got paralyzed. No. Oh. 12 base. Wait, oh, it's Werner! Holy shit, Werner's here! Yo, Werner! Oh, Gregor, you're fighting Werner over here. Watch out, it's Werner. Little brother in the middle. Wait. Yeah, your brother Werner, yeah. Even they, the people of Israel, don't eat the tendon near the hip socket because of what happened that night when the man strained the tendon of Jacob's hip. Jacob and Usu make peace. Verse 3. Then Jacob woke up and saw Usu coming with his 400 men. So he divided the children among Leah, Rachel, and his two servant wives. He put the servant wives and their children at the front, Leah and her children next, and Rachel and Joseph last. Then Jacob went on ahead. As he approached his brother, he bowed to the ground 7 times before him. And Usu ran to meet him and embraced him, threw his arms around his neck and kissed him, and they both wept. Did the second Werner spawn? Alright, I'm just thinking the first one didn't die, I guess. Oh. Hey, that's all not opposed to someone. Sinclair. Is he not just out? What? What do you mean he's rolling that high? Actually, let's use hard. Favorite. AoE, so cut him off, it's fine. Then Yusuf looked at the women and children and asked, "Who are these people with you?" "These are the children daughters graciously given to me, your servant," Jacob replied. Then the servant wives came forward with their children and bowed before him. Next came Leah with her children, and they bowed before him. Her Joseph and Rachel came forward and bowed before them. "And what were all the flocks and herds I met as I tamed?" Yusuf asked. She replied, "They are a gift, my lord, to ensure your friendship." "My brother, I have plenty," Yusuf answered. "Keep what you have for yourself." But Jacob said, "No, I have found favor with you. Please accept this gift from me, and what a relief to see your friendly smile. It's like seeing the face of God. Please take this gift I have brought you. For Dawn has been very gracious to me. I have more than enough." And because Jacob insisted, Esau finally accepted the gift. "Well," Esau said, "let's be going. I will lead the way." And Jacob replied, "You can see, my lord, that some of the children are very young, and the flocks and herds have their young too. If they are driven too hard, even for one day, all the animals will die. Please, my lord, go ahead of your servant. We will follow slowly at a place that is comfortable. For the livestock and the children, I will meet you at Seir, the west, feudal border of the middle." "Alright," Yusuf said, "but at least let me assign some of my men to guide and protect you." Jacob replied, "That's not necessary. It is enough that you have received me warmly, my lord." Yusuf turned around and started back to Seir the same day. Jacob, on the other hand, traveled on Succoth. He built himself a house and made shelters for his livestock. That is why the place was named Succoth, which means shelters. Alright, broken revolver. We have treasure mark note. Is it new? I doubt it's this one. Alright. Yeah, you have to just read this one. Win the thing. Oh, I don't know if you're supposed to. Air stride. I think it's something else if you fail. No, I don't think it's not this one. Well, await orders. I'm supposed to fail it, right? Oh, did I pass it? Okay. These sweepers are done. Wow, sweepers. What a fun bunch to fight in the mirror dungeon. I needed the tremor here for. Downpour! Oh wow, it's just right here. Alright, can't really buy anything else. Wow, it's a bit sad, isn't it? Oh, any taste that. Oh, let me refresh. Long still, I don't really need that. Alright. I'll probably actually stop here, so I am tired. No, it's not stop after the fight, yeah. Where was I? Hey, sweepers. Waiter, having traveled all the way from LaManchaLand, she arrived safely at the town of Chichim, in the land of Canaan. There he set up camp outside the town. Jacob bought the plot of land where he camped from the family of Hamor, the father of Shechem, for 100 pieces of silver. And there he built an altar and named it El Elor Aizriel, revenge at Shechem. One day, Dinah, the daughter of Jacob and Leah, went to visit some of the young women who lived in the area. But when the local prince Shechem, son of Hamor the Hivite, saw Dinah, he seized her and raped her. But then he fell in love with her, and he tried to win her affection with tender words. He said to his father, Hamor, "Get me this young girl, I want to marry her." Soon Jacob heard that Shechem had defiled his daughter, Dinah. But since his sons were out in the fields herding his livestock, he said nothing until they returned. Hamor said to his father to discuss the matter of Jacob. Meanwhile, Jacob's son had come in from the field. As soon as they heard what had happened, they were shocked and furious that their sister had been raped. Shechem had done a disgraceful thing against Jacob's family, something that should never be done. Hamor tried to speak with Jacob and his sons. "My son Shechem is truly in love with your daughter," he said. "Please let him marry her. In fact, let's arrange other marriages too. Give us your daughters for our sons, and we'll give you our daughters for your sons. And you may live among us. The land is open to you. Settle here and trade with us. Feel free to buy property in the area." Then Shechem himself spoke to Dinah's fathers and brothers. Please be kind to me and let me marry her, he begged. I'll give you whatever you ask, no matter what dowry or gift you demand. I'll try to pay it. Just send me the girl as my wife. But since Shahim had defiled their sister Dinah, Jacob's son responded deceitfully to Shahim and his father Hamor. They said to them, "We couldn't possibly allow this because you are not circumcised. It would be disgrace for our sister to marry a man like you. But here is a solution. If every man among you will be circumcised like we are, then we will give you our daughters, and we'll take your daughters for ourselves. We'll live among you and become one people. But if you don't agree to be circumcised, we'll take her and be on our way." Hamor and his son Shahim agreed to their proposal. Shahim wasted no time in acting on his request, for he wanted Jacob's daughter desperately. Shahim was a highly respected member of his family, and he went with his father Hamor since his proposal to the leaders of the town gate. "These men are our friends," they said. "Let's invite them to live here among us and trade freely. Look, the land is large enough to hold them. We can take their daughters as wives and let them marry ours. But they will consider staying here and becoming our people with us only if all our men are circumcised, just as they are. But if we do this, all their livestock possessions will eventually be ours. Come, let's agree to their terms and let them settle here among us." So all the men in the town council agreed with Hamor and Shahim, and every male in the town was circumcised. But 3 days later, when their wounds were still sore, 2 of Jacob's sons, Simon and Levi, who were Dinah's full brothers, took their swords and entered the town without opposition. Then they slaughtered every male there, including Hamor and his son Shahim. They killed them with their swords. Then they took Dinah from Shahim's house and returned to their town. Meanwhile, the rest of Jacob's sons arrived. Finding the men slaughtered, they plundered the town because their sister had been defiled there. They seized all the flocks and herds and donkeys, everything they could lay their hands on, both inside the town and outside in the fields. They looted all their wealth and plundered their houses. They also took all their little children and wives and led them away as captives. Afterward, Jacob said to Simon and Levi, "You have ruined me! You made me speak among all the people of this land, among all the Tanites and Pezonites. We are so few that they will join forces and crush us. I will be ruined, and my entire house will be wiped out." "But why should we let them treat our sister like a prostitute?" they reported angry. Jacob returned to Bethel. 45. Then Dawn said to Jacob, "Get ready and move to Bethel and settle there. Build an altar there to the God who has appeared to you when you fled from your brother Yusuf." Final wave of sweepers. It's the sweepening. Great Chisolium. Jacob told everyone in his household, "Get rid of all your pagan idols, purify yourselves, and put on clean clothing. We are now going to Bethel, where I will build an altar to the God who has answered my prayers when I was in distress. He has been with me wherever I have gone." So they gave Jacob all their pagan idols and earrings, and he buried them under the great tree near Shahim. As they set out, a terror from God spread over the people in all the towns of the area, so no one attacked Jacob's family. Eventually, Jacob and his household arrived at Limbus, also called Bethel in the Hebrew. Jacob built an altar there and named the place El Bethel, which means God of Bethel, because God had appeared to him there when he was freeing from his brother Yusuf. After this, Rebecca's old nurse Deborah died. She was buried beneath the oak tree in the valley below Bethel. Ever since, the tree has been called Adon Barak, which means Oak of Rachel. Now Jacob has returned from Padan Aram. God appeared to him again at Bethel. God blessed him, saying, "Your name is Jacob, but you will not be called Jacob any longer. From now on, your name will be Israel." So God renamed him Israel. Then God said, "I am El Shaddai, God Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. You will become a great nation, even many nations. Kings will be among your descendants. And I will give you the land I once gave to Abraham and Isaac. Yes, I'll give it to you and your descendants after you. And Dodd went up from the place where the place where he had spoken to Jacob. I messed up that. And you see my eyes didn't really see. I'm gonna finish this part here and stick to the final fight, alright? Jacob set up a stone pillar to mark the place where Dodd had spoken to him. Then he poured wine over it as an offering to Dodd and anointed the pillar with olive oil. And Jacob named the place Bethel, which means house of Dodd. And because Dodd had spoken to him there. The deaths of Rachel and Isaac. Alright, well, that'll be for next time. Thank you for spoiling the title of the part. I've been Wablium. Let's take revenge on the Bloodfiends. The Bloodfiends of LaManchaLand. Oh, the Bible's slipping. The Bible's slipping. It's time to finish the run and get revenge against the Bloodfiend. This is I'm pretty sure it is this fiend pack. Alright. So I have the 4 over here. So we're gonna have to take out an opposed attack this time. I'll try and build a burn on the Mytholemia. Okay, and they're already flashing too high. Alright. I see what I need to do here, I guess. Start with ego spam. I'll get the full tremor res off, but I don't think I would be able to get the spread on to the other one. There we go. Do that. Take a hit then.
언제까지 버티나 보자고.
고귀하게.
Shield there. How does he have shield anywhere? Actually, I don't remember.
괴물을 봤다고? 혹시 이런 모습이던가?
And then trust bound pass. Matter of fact, for the main target on this, it does change your tremor type, so it will remove reverb afterwards.
축적된 과거 변형, 모먼트값 유지, 발사.
I don't use it that much. Yeah, they put into it.
마땅한 벌을. 슬픔에 흔들린 마음. 이렇게 터져버리죠. 마땅한 벌을.
Bleed.
이 정도는 돼야지.
Second so. Did it wrong. They don't have them break flows if they're prioritized by. Oh, they did. It's not fixed. Wait. Oh, it's not the barber now. Oh. I always actually drop harmony instead. Oh, it's neutral. Favorite, oh.
신병 확보하겠습니다.
Here's the burn. Yeah, still have burn. The next round I'm going to worry for it, hopefully.
마땅한 벌을. 잠시 아파도 참아주세요. 장담할게요. 사람만큼 훌륭한 음악을 만들어주는 건
Not human.
없어요. 다시 결투는 끝나지 않았다.
고귀하게.
Rupture star.
고귀하게.
Can I just, if I want to make sure I can just use the overclock version. Oops, force that time. I'll use the Poise Ego as well. Up down speed. Oops. What else? Yes, we might be able to stagger on for floating those. Power dart it, sure. I don't think I need to.
사냥 시작.
Headphones do feel messed up right now.
그리워할 가치 없는 이 시대 꿈에 허명에 빛은 하늘을 누리고 싶지 않겠지.
It's good point.
감내해야 할 고통입니다. 흐릿한 등화, 곱게 접은 종이에 번졌으니 식구의 하늘, 용이 되어 빈 벼로에 남았구나.
다가오지 마라.
Alright, now just murder the priest. Everyone, it's the priest. Get him. Do that first before we go for that. This is the rupture.
언제까지 버티나 보자고.
No, it's a 15 free, doesn't it? Oh no, it's 15 free. Oh, it's to build the rupture then. Yes, there's still the ego really on it. Oh, because it didn't have 15 potency, it actually had all of the inflicted rupture. Alright.
이 목마름에서
So, favored. You would win that, right?
언제까지 버티나
I'm not even
보자고.
trying to invade the Unbreakables.
승부처다.
How much does he even do? Oh, the SP drop is immense. Purge of Gregor!
더러지 같은 놈들.
And the Bloodfiends have been murdered! No.
압도했습니다.
Stop
제
is
기존
so
분수를
followed by
보다
Gregor, Hongwu.
향상된 기술을 쓸수
You
있어
saw Dancing Square. Okay.
시청자의 수
Ghost Receive.
대폭 증가하겠군요.
And there's my weekly done. I still need to do more twinning Fred stuff with us. Yeah, and this thing, I want to do theme, go back to like normal like mirrors and stuff, but the fact I need to do twinning Freds like the
그
doing the ring
피로먹을
I does.
놀이공원이 개장하고 음악이 들리면
That now.
잠시나마 익숙한 복장을 입고
Alright, I'm twinning my stuff. Oh, that's been it for me. I've been Wavlium. Bye.